with another instructional on wet sanding. This time I'm going to take paint on my car and I'm going to wet sand it and then compound it in a way where I'm saving the paint, where I'm not going to paint it again. I'm just taking out scratches so that I can, you know, clean it up to have it match another part that doesn't have scratches on it. But you can't really see in the video all the little scratches that I'm taking out, so I'm going to use pictures a lot for close-ups so you can really tell the differences. It's basically done the same way as I did in the video with painting the motorcycle. You take a tub of water, take your 1500 grit wet sandpaper, let it soak for a while like I've done here. I'm going to have it wrapped around a little block here. It's just a foam block just to help distribute the pressure. And then you just start going at it. You only want to sand in one direction so that later, if you do two different sets of sandpaper, you can see which is from which grit count. So as I do this, I'm going to start to see the little fractures disappear, and you may want to wipe off with a rag in between to really see where you're at, but for the first little while you'll be able to tell that it's still there, just, you know, as you're going. So you just go for a little while until you can't tell anymore, and then start wiping it down in between. The next step involves rubbing compound. I'm going to take a little bit of this and a rag that you don't want, so I'm going to use this completely worthless Colt Super Bowl Champions towel, and I'm going to put a little bit of rubbing compound on it, like that, and just dab it on there. And this is after you're done with all of the wet sanding, so you have to make sure there's no fractures in it before you do this, otherwise you're going to have the same problem that you started with, just a little bit better. So you apply it and just rub it around in a circle, and try to do this evenly over the whole section that you're working on so that you get an equal shine. And if the rest of it that this flushes into doesn't have quite the same shine, you may just want to keep going with the rubbing compound. Maybe you don't have to wet sand it if there's not really big scratches, but if you use some rubbing compound, it'll help it all blend and it'll all have a nice shine to it. So as I'm rubbing this, I can kind of see the shine coming, but you can't really tell for sure until you take a clean spot and rub it off. And then, yeah, I can really see the shine coming out. And since you can't really see this in the video, I'll put some pictures up too so that you can see it. Like here, this picture shows the difference from the left side to the right side. You can tell that there really is more shine where I did that. And obviously, since this is not flushed, these two parts, I'm gonna flush them together, you know, because even if one part started worse and now it's more shiny, you want them to all be uniform. So I'm gonna have to keep going for this entire quarter panel to make this really look good. Well, that's really all you need to know about repairing little fractures in the paint by using rubbing compound and wet sanding. And if you have any questions, just shoot me an email or leave me a comment and I'll get back to you on that. Don't forget to subscribe to the Cousin Dan for future how-to videos.
Keep it noise, she doesn't want to